Today we are going to be working on a crafts on Scherenschnitte. I looked up on Google to see how the proper pronunciation. Some said Scherenschnitte and others said Scherenschnitte. So I've always called it Scherenschnitte, so that's what I guess I'll be saying. Okay, Scherenschnitte is paper cutting. Traditionally it's done with tiny scissors, and all the paper that you want cut out, you would cut out with a tiny scissors. But I use a craft blade to do my cutting on a mat. In this 1991 book, Leisure Arts, Great Works of Art, a very special craft book, and it's from 1991, and I did this picture. You trace all the pattern onto the parchment paper, and then it's craft parchment paper. It's not the same as baking paper. And then you cut out all the openings and you put colored matting behind it. And then with a calligraphy pen, I wrote, "Love Never Ends." And this one, Leisure Arts presents The Spirit of Christmas, Creative Holiday Ideas, book number 8 from 1994. And this is this picture. And this pattern was called Angels of Gold, 30-some years ago. I got the frame. It was a dark brown wood at a rummage sale. And then I bought some paint. It wasn't spray paint though. It was gold paint in a little jar. And I painted it. And it was much more gold when I made it. But it has aged, so now it's antique gold. And this is the parchment. And behind it, for the matting behind the color, I just used some shiny Christmas paper. And some spray adhesive onto a piece of cardboard, and then put the Christmas paper on that cardboard, and then use that for my backing. And the project I'm going to be working on now is from this 1991 Leisure Arts Spirit of Christmas Holiday Ideas book, book 5. And it's called Journey to Bethlehem. To start out with, you take the pattern, you trace it onto tracing paper, regular tracing paper. And I have already traced this pattern. It has a little bend in the middle because the book, it comes folded. I have my parchment taped to my cutting mat, and now I have the traced pattern on top with tape on one side holding it down. Then I take my black transfer paper, or you can use graphite paper, and I slip that underneath. And I just put a couple pieces of tape to hold this down with the graphite paper underneath. Now I have to trace all these lines so that the carbon paper, the copy paper, goes onto the parchment. And I'll do that and then I will come back. Okay, so now I have traced all the pattern. But before I start working on this, I'd like to show you that when I was showing you this earlier, I noticed that this side, I had lost the fastener on this side. So I fixed it. So now there's no longer a gap in it. So I'm going to take these top layers out and then show you the tracing on the parchment paper. And then I will start cutting. Oh, I wanted also to show you these ornaments I have are gold with a blue background, like a midnight blue. And that's what I'm going to use for the backing on this project. It's going to be, instead of the red, instead of having red, I'm going to have midnight blue behind there and a gold frame. Okay, now I got all these other pieces of tape off, and now I'm going to slide my carbon paper out, and you can see that I think graphite paper works better than this, but it just might be the pencil I was using. And so it's very light. And then I will take a craft knife and cut out all the portions that you want the matting to show through. So I'm going to use this craft knife, and I'm going to start in the center, start following the lines and cutting them out. And that's going to take quite a long time, so I will work on that, and when I have it all cut out, I'll come back and let you see it. I have cut the pattern after I traced it onto the parchment paper. I cut it out with my craft knife, and then I got some of this blue, imperial blue it says, mirror card paper, craft paper, and I put it behind the parchment, and then I put it in this frame. I couldn't find a bigger frame that would give me a larger border, so I had to cut it down in order to fit. I was pretty limited where I live for craft items. The name of this pattern was Journey to Bethlehem. And Isaiah prophesied the birth of Jesus about 700 years before it happened. In Isaiah 9:6 it says, "Unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace." And 700 years later, it came to pass, and Jesus was born. And in Luke 2:11, it says, "For unto us is born this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord." I hope you enjoyed this video where I made this picture called Journey to Bethlehem. And I hope you all have a Merry, Merry Christmas. Like and subscribe to my channel so you will be getting notifications when I put up new videos. And I will have crafts, cooking, vintage cookbooks, and come summertime, even a little bit of gardening. Until next time, goodbye.